Good morning. Happy Halloween. It is Friday. It is Friday. Friday, October 31st. We are almost done with October. And yeah, it's been a good fall. I got some really good pictures yesterday of the sunset and some pumpkins, and although we kind of decided not to carve pumpkins, it's really not our thing. None of us really wanted to do it and wanted to make a mess, and so we avoided that last night, and kind of having a little bit of a uneventful morning, but just feeling a little bit down this morning. That happens in recovery when we expect things to happen or not to happen, or I just had a really good day yesterday, and that's kind of how it goes, ups and downs. And this morning I go to a daily AA meeting, and I'm not going to share obviously who said it, but I'm gonna share something that I heard that was really impactful. And I've heard some pretty cool things in that meeting. Don't quit 5 minutes before the miracle happens. Make sure to make the main thing the main thing. So many things that I've heard in there. But I heard somebody today talk about working the steps and holding back in working the steps, just in case working the steps the first couple times might be too much. And I thought to myself, I'm like, whoa, whoa. We should never, in my opinion, hold back in the steps because we feel like we're not ready. That's not up to us. If we were the arbiter of that, and we were to tell ourselves, don't do that, I don't think you're ready for that, then we wouldn't do anything. We would stay in that middle of the road comfort zone, and we wouldn't go right or left into anything. We wouldn't work the steps properly. And that comment, I'm not going to say it ruined my morning, but it really made me, because I trust everybody. I have a really trusting heart. I have a really trusting demeanor, if you will. I tend to just trust everybody. And lately I've had boundaries, and it ends up being like sometimes you put boundaries in place and you're like, maybe I didn't need to do that, but everything happens for a reason. And I heard that guy say that, and it reminds me that not everybody in the program is quite where anybody else is. Like we're all at different places. We're all, some people are working the steps for the first time, some people are working them for the second time or the third time, but after a while, you kind of just graduate from going through the step-by-step process of working them, and you just allow the steps to work in your life, right? You just continue to do what you've had success doing, because that's what's brought in you abstinence from the people, places, things like drugs and alcohol. So when we hear a comment like that, and I'm thinking, man, wow, this is really impactful in my recovery, because, hey, what if we didn't give everything, right? What if we didn't put everything into our recovery and we held back and we're like, I don't know. And there is a, in the steps, it does say to not do something if it would injure themselves or others. So obviously there is some clauses, but we would never want to hold back in our faith, in our courage, in our perseverance, and in our recovery. Because the more we hold back and the more we don't give, the more that could come back to trip us later, because those are reservations. Those are basically reservations. You're basically telling yourself that you don't have to give 100% this time because there'll be a next time. And that is a reservation, my friend. You're making a reservation for this to happen again. And whether it leads to a drink or a drug, that's to be seen. But I know in my life, if I'm not all in, I'm giving it up somewhere, somehow, some way, to something that isn't healthy. But if I'm all in and I know my plate is clean and I've done what I had to do, then you have another. That's a different direction, man. And that's the way we want to go. So I don't know if I'm coming down with something, but feeling a little bit run down this morning, a little burnt out. It wasn't all that long of a week, but there were a few occasions this week that really affected me, and I think emotionally I'm just kind of wore out a little bit. we've been hitting it hard here at the house and really working on what we need to work on, and everybody's been chipping in, and it's been difficult because I don't want to say this over and over and over, but I've decided to go back to school, and with that is a daunting responsibility that I have to get all my things in order, and I'm a little nervous, and it shows, and I'm apprehensive. And this morning there was a dog that ran through my yard. I have never in all the years that we've been here had a dog run through my yard. A couple cats, but I was over having a fire this morning, burning some plywood, and I felt like I should turn around. I turned around and I saw this white thing sitting there. It was like a Jack Russell, like Dalmatian type thing. It was a really weird looking dog. But as soon as it saw me, it jetted towards the road, and I was like, oh no, 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 don't go that way. And I tried to clap, and of course, the dog's not going to come to me because it doesn't know me. But I was like whistling, and I was trying to get it to come back, but it just took off towards the road. And then luckily it didn't go in the road, but it took the kind of the sidewalk. It's out in front of our place, and there's a non-emergency number here in town that we call if something's in the road, or something died and something got hit, or whatever it is. And that's the number I called this morning. Hey, yeah, this dog ran through my yard. It went this way. If anybody's missing a dog, yeah, just let them know that this is the way it went. And because I know last year around the same time my dog got hit on this road and killed, and I know what it's like to have a loose dog. It's such a hopeless feeling because the dog is so far away, and that's not going to listen to you, and it's just going to do its own thing. And unfortunately, that bad things happen when those things occur. So you guys, no matter what hits us, no matter what, we got to stay positive. And I know this isn't the lively, crazy messages that I usually give, but I'm feeling it. So here's our thought for today. I want to share this with you before I go, because I really found this really cool. It's awesome. I have more peace and contentment. Life has fallen into place. The pieces of the jigsaw puzzle have found their correct position. Life is whole, all of one piece. I am not cast hither or yon on every wind or circumstance or fancy. I am no longer a dry leaf cast up and away by the breeze. I have found my place of rest, my place where I belong. I am content. I do not vainly wish for things I cannot have, and I have the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. How cool is that? So meditate on this. In all of us, there is an inner consciousness that tells of God, an inner voice that speaks to our hearts. It is a voice that speaks to us intimately, personally, and in a time of quiet meditation. It is like a lamp unto our feet and a light unto our path. We can reach out into the darkness and figuratively touch the hand of God. As the big book puts it, deep down in every man, woman, and child, there is a fundamental idea of God. We can find the great reality deep down within us. And when we find it, it changes our whole attitude towards life. And that, my friends, is called a spiritual awakening. So today I pray that I may follow the leading of the inner voice, and I pray that I may not turn a deaf ear to the urging of my conscience. Now, my conscience, my spirit, however you want to say that. Be safe out there today. Today is a holiday. It is not a holiday that everybody celebrates, and I understand that. But it is a holiday that most Americans and most people celebrate. So be safe when you're out there. There are a lot of people out there looking to do harm. But there are also a lot of people out there looking to do help. So stick in groups. See something, say something. Stay safe. Check your candy before you eat it. And allow others to come into your space and be kind to them, but make sure that you're watching and being aware of who is around your kids and who is around your family, your loved ones, because you know what? See something, say something. Don't forget that, all right? Hope you guys all have a great day. Happy Halloween, and we'll see you next time. Bye.